So it's Thursday, and here I am to tell you about the 7 items in my list of things that weren't lies. The one you know was the lie. And I have some props too. I'm not feeling very animated today, so this might be as dull as buttered toast. I might try and perk up through the video, but I can just feel it's not a good day to be vlogging. Let's start with Charlton Heston, because so many of you said that that was the lie. And it was in and around 1993 or 94 in Toronto. And I was going from a restaurant to a meeting in Toronto and navigating in the street over all these cables, and there were all kinds of trucks in the street, and much of it was blocked off, and I couldn't figure out why all these big cables about like that round were all over the street. And I finally figured out that it was a movie set, a location where they were filming inside some building or whatever. And I navigated my way through the cables that were lying on the street, not paying too much attention, and I looked up, and almost in front of me, just walking towards me, was Charlton Heston. And my first thought was, oh my God, it's God. Of course, he played Moses, but that was my thought. And I'll remember it for a long time. Oh my God, it's God. And of course, what did I do? I tripped over one of the cables, and in the street, it wasn't a hole, it was a big pothole. And he rushed forward and he grabbed my arm to keep me from falling. And I was so stunned, I couldn't say anything to him except, thank you very much. And I refrained from calling him God. Thank the sweet Lord. And he patted me on the back and said, are you okay? And I said, yes. And that was it. So that was true. And I suspect it was either, and I looked online to see what he was filming, it was In the Mouth of Madness or maybe True Lies, don't know. But both of those films were in part made in Toronto. The buttons. I had surgery when I was about 2. I had a raised lump on my head here, and this is my baby book. And there were 3 buttons on my head, and this is one of them. My mother saved it. I guess the other 2 broke. I don't know. I thought we had them, but that was the button that was sewed on my head, one of them. And I think it was to keep the scar flat rather than having it pucker. Do you want to see my hairs? That's a little creepy. From a long time ago. So the buttons, it was true. And what else did we have? The Camels. I just might have to save that, because here I'm already at 4 minutes and 20 seconds and I've only told 2 stories so far. So I'll save the Camels for tomorrow. Went downstairs into my old files, and this was my speech, The Sex Life of a Billiard Ball. Just so you know, I won the citywide contest, and everybody else was talking about esoteric topics like, I don't know, comparing politics in Canada and the United States. And I remember one was about the war in Northern Ireland. And I don't know, they were all very, well, somebody else spoke about some Greek mythology character, I don't know who. All of the speeches were elevated, intelligent, intellectual, older teenagers trying to be smart. And I spoke on the sex life of a billiard ball. Billiard ball's name was Clarissa, by the way. Just so you know. Billiard ball, sex life, speech, one, true. I ate fried grasshoppers in Hong Kong. They were on a stick. And it wasn't quite a dare, but they just tasted like, well, frankly, a little bit like the bugles that we've just had. The mountains in the Pyrenees, yes. I arrived in France. I was just out of high school. Not very sportif or active. And friends took us up this mountain that we had to climb up. And it was very tall. And it was a lot of hard work. And I drank greedily from a cold freshwater spring from the source on the mountain, which was probably my demise because when I got to the top, I spewed it all back up. True. And Nashville, the boobies story, and the camel, I'll save for tomorrow. So that's it, that's all.